Hey guys, Ichinya here. So we're showing you OpenTTD today. Yay! So first was to start a new game, and then there's like 4 maps. So I'm gonna choose the one on the most left, and these are basically options to like generate your map from the towns, rivers, and then the date, like when you want to start. And then once you selected the right thing, you just make a new map. You just click on generate. Ta-da! And there you go. It generates a map for you to start your transporting journey in. So this is basically what the generated map looks like, and this is what the town looks like. Oh, hold on. So uh, I kind of made all the buildings hide. So and the trees hide. So I'm just gonna make them visible. So you can see what they look like. So this is one town, and like when you click the where the name is, that's basically like their town hall, and then you can choose. And then there's also coverage. Yeah. And so the local authority tab, you'll see how it works in action later. Yeah, and so this is another type of town. So each no two towns in a map are exactly the same with the same buildings. Uh, or so there, and it's paused, so you can just like take a look around and stuff. So next is the map here, and there's a zoom in, zoom out, and then the contours, the show cargo flow, and stuff like that. So this is where you wanna like, this is what you use to view everything, so you don't have to like use the actual, you don't have to scroll everything. You can just like use this to like check where the here's stuff. So next is the towns. So it's basically a list of towns, and when you click on it, any of the names here, you'll just center your POV here to the town. And subsidies, they're basically like bonuses, event bonuses kind of thing. So yeah, and then next is the save, load, abandon game, and quit. And then the towns, and then next tab after the subsidy system. So and then there's the finances, and you can see when you start a new game, you start with 22 million units in debt. Like basically all about 22 million to start, and that's how much money you get to start. And the next is the company, or basically the company. And the next is the graphs. So they're blank at the moment, except for the last one, which is the cargo payment rates. So the other graphs will update once we start playing. So and the cargo payment rates, basically how much will each item in the game will be paid based on distance. So you can select, you can just select one and just check that one specifically. So yeah, next is the industries tab, and yeah, so it's like the towns, except it's every industry, aka business, that's on the map. So hold on. So when you click on it, it'll center there, and then when you click on it, there's like a display chain option where you can see which business you have to connect it first before you can produce stuff and then the next 4 here are like the vehicles you all own. So they're empty right now since you haven't bought anything yet to start the game. And then a zoom in, zoom out viewpoint, POV. And then the next 4 are basically how to build like tracks and stuff. So this is for the railroad. And then for the road, okay. And for the road, then for waterways, yeah. And then landscaping. I landscaping, wanna flatten working stuff, and then there's trees also. So yeah, and then the last three are basically to show messages, sound settings, and help. And so yeah, once your I go through each of them briefly. So yeah, so at this point I'm just showing where I wanna start. So let's see. Alright, so after that I choose where to start, and I've chosen this coal mine to power plant here. So what I'm doing right now is I'm placing down the stations. So I'm placing down the train stations for this because I'm placing the stations first because the game doesn't allow you to, like, for example, if you build tracks and then you want to put up a train station on top of the tracks, they don't allow that. So yeah, so now I'm also putting down the tracks itself, and after putting the depot on one end of the stations, it will just be this. So after that I'm gonna choose a new vehicle to start a train with. So first you choose an engine, then you choose the cars, which are like what's gonna carry the coal for this track. So I've chosen this one, and then after that I've chosen, so since it delivers coal, I need to choose a cart for it. So I'm gonna just buy it up to the maximum. So if you notice that I have a station that's 7 tracks long, and it says the 7.0 at the end when you make it in the depot, and one engine or one cart is like 0.5, basically half a track. So I'm just gonna buy it. I'm just gonna buy it up to 7, and now I'm just setting the schedule for it. So, and then after that I click the stop so that it will start working, it will start driving, and then I'm just trying to make the point of view here move with our viewpoint to move with the train and stuff, and it's not working for some reason. It sometimes does that. So now I'm just gonna check where else I can build a connection to. So next is another coal to power plant again. So yeah, so the coal to power plant for this map, I figured that it's probably the simplest because you just need to send coal to power plant and it'll just pay you. And now I'm using vehicle this time. So unlike the train, you can put the road first. You have to put the road first before you put the station. So yeah, so after doing all that, I've cloned a few vehicles since they're just gonna go in the same direction. I'm just gonna close some of these windows, and excuse me, uh, just find another place to set up my station. And then I spot like this an interesting formation over here. So if you can see, it's like there's two coal mines, and then there's one power plant over here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna make a road network that will allow both of these coal mines to deliver coal to this power plant station. So I'm just putting down the garage where I'll be buying the cars off, and then putting down the station, make sure the orientation's correct and all that. There. So then after that, I'm gonna buy a vehicle. So I think make it. And I notice I'm not stupid. Look at that, it's not coming out. Hold on. Myself only realized it after I finished the second vehicle, and I'm about to clone everything, and it's not working. So what I'm doing now is I'm gonna click the wrong thing. I'm gonna stop making them all go back, and I'm just gonna sell them, all of them. Yeah, sell all of them, then rebuild the depot or the garage thing, and to a better place where you can clearly see the road is connecting to it. That's very important. Okay. And then now I just have to do it all over again. So yeah. So yeah. So now I'm just rescheduling everything and loading everything. So now I'm copying every single vehicle, or as much as I can, by the way. Yeah. And then, so you see these pop-ups over here at the bottom? They're just like messages like, oh, first truck arrives at the something like, which is like the station you just built. So yeah. Also, I want to tell you right now that actually underneath the message there's so while I build an extension to this mine right here, this coal mine right here, there's actually a bar at the bottom of the game screen that you can't really see because forgot to adjust the complete pig in OBS so it will show. So it basically has the date, the date, then the message marquee, and then the amount of money you have on you. So yeah, don't worry, I'll have it fixed in the third. And as you can see here, I'm using, so yeah. So as you can see here, I'm just fast forwarding. So and then I'm just closing and just trying to check the messages to see what happened. Yeah, so you can do that. What it happens is it goes through, when you click that, it goes through the latest message back to the previous messages in order. And I'm just checking all of this, if I covered or apparently I haven't, so I'm just gonna ignore that for now. So yeah. So now I'm just looking for another place to put my stuff. And I'm thinking about connecting these two right here. You can see in the viewpoint another coal mine, and then it's very simple. So I'm gonna choose a road again because they're that close. And yeah, so put in depot, and now it's in the right place and stuff. So gonna choose put the stations. Alright, so okay, now I'm just checking. I'm just checking the cargo rates and then thinking of maybe adding passenger line, but it seems like maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. So now I'm just buying more full trucks. Oh wait, no, I didn't. Sorry. So now I'm just fast forwarding, waiting for my money to go up a certain point. So you can see it's almost at 22 million, and I'm about to reset. I'm about to pay it off, and here, okay. So since it's 22, it's like more than 22. So I repaid all of it by control clicking it, and now I basically already I'm already ready to do this, to build whatever, without having to worry about paying the debt. So for now I'm just extending the road here to a power plant that I didn't catch earlier. So I'm laying down the station, and then after the station, I make the vehicle, I buy it up. Since I ran out of money building the road, I have to fast forward it again so I can have enough. And then I set the schedule, and then I let go, and then I start. Alright, so after that, now I'm thinking of branching out into like a different industry probably. So I'm just looking around the map and I'm seeing, maybe I should try another one. Try a different industry to fund. So first I'm fast forwarding so I have enough money to start. And then I check the cargo payment rate. And oh, I see oil. Oil's pretty high. So I'm gonna deselect the coal power plant chain and check the oil stuff. So the oil is basically a refiner. It's basically so now I'm looking for like the closest ones that I can start. And I think I see here to here. So that's oil field to an oil refinery. So once I've started that, so my plan here is to create an airport. The plan is it's like it's both it's train and then a airplane hub. So like because basically the oil chain is basically from oil field to oil refinery it's a train route. And then once that's connected, what I do is it makes goods that you can send to towns, like accept goods. Alright, so now uh, I just finished making the train from oil depot, from the oil needed to green, and I'm just making the train now. So again, my strategy here is to make a train line for the oil in to the oil refinery, and then I make airports from the refinery, and then I'll basically just find a town that can accept goods, and then just make an airport there and just make airplanes there. So now I'm just scheduling the train to supply the oil to the oil refinery, and I just started it. I'm just fast forwarding so that I can see that it's going there. It takes a while, so I'm just fast forwarding. And now I'm just looking for the first airport. So while the train's loading for the first oil, I'm now looking for a town to send. So basically, the town that I have to look for should say accepts goods uh, as one of the items it can accept. So this one can accept. I can put the airplane in a way where it'll capture that it'll be able to hit. And now I found one right here, so I'm just finding the suitable spot for airport, since it all has to be flat land to put on. So now I do, and now I'm gonna buy the airport. It's kind of hard to click it if it's covered. So, but once you got it there, so for airplanes, what's cool about airplanes is you can refit them so that they can transport goods, but as a basis send passengers and mail at the same time. So now I'm just so this green so that so I'll explain. So you see me the blue screen earlier. It's basically asking me if I want to have try a train out before it gets released the next year. I said no. Oh, it's like an early access thing, but it's like an in-game event thing. So now I've made the airplane, and I've made the schedule for it, and now I'm just for the oil to come, and then it loads it. So and so now I'm just checking if it's okay, just fast forwarding to check if everything's being transported right. So now it's okay, it seems okay, everything's fine. So now I'm looking for another oil, and which is this one to the refinery in yellow in the map. So now I'm gonna lay down the train tracks. train tracks also have to be on a flat. The station also has to be a flat surface, and I'm trying to capture as much of it as possible, but it's not working. So remember that it doesn't have to be adjacent, but it has to capture the entire area. Like, that's my goal, to at least have all of it. So yeah. So since this is probably one of the longest reels I'm gonna have to make, so while I'm making reels right here, just wanted to say that I just wanted to say that so this is part one out of a series. So I'll just play through until I'll play through this until it goes to the year where I'm going to be judged for how well I did. And I think it's at the year 2050 by default. So now so yeah. So this is part one out of 3, maybe 4. So hope you guys watch out for that. So I'm gonna make it here. So now what I'm doing here is so that I don't. So what I'm doing is since it's the end from the left is closer to the one right, I'm just trying to connect it from the right towards the bridge I just made. And then a bit, okay, so it's not working, so okay, so it's working like that. And yeah, I have to make a weird curve here because of how the land is sloping. So now I'll check if it's directly bridged, and since it is, I just use this one and connect them. Yeah, it's all connected. Now I make the train again. And yeah, once you I think getting a hang of this, I mean, the basic is you need to make 2 stations for trains, by the way. Make 2 stations, connect the stations together, make a depot, then buy the vehicle, and then schedule it, run it, and then just yeah. Not 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 much. So at this point, I've already made the airplane, and now I'm just showing you the operating graph. So you notice like there's high point and a low point. So it shows that the high points like I've earned the most, and then the low points like basically how much money was spent just to transport stuff. So I'm not earning as much. So yeah, so notice like there's highs and lows and stuff, but as you can see a bit like it jumped from 3 million to 23 million in profit, if I total profit, like minus the expenses for transporting stuff. So now I'm just clearing up my screen and getting ready to and now I'm just trying to expand to a new city that accepts goods, which is this one. And in a bit, I will be saving again, so that after I make this route. Alright, so fast forwarding. So the airline that I just opened is actually my first passenger mail one. And I think I seem to have made a mistake here, and I've actually accidentally chosen a large airline. So because it keeps giving me the message down there that says the airport's too small, so what I'm doing is I'm gonna replace it with a smaller air airline. So just recreating the airport, and I'm also connecting all the towns that I've made. So there. So now I've made. Oh no! So email has. So yeah, if you've seen the message earlier, some of the industries, when they're left untouched or they haven't received any that much traffic, they'll close down by themselves by default. So as you've seen, and as you've seen here, one of the coal mines actually disappeared. So now what I'm trying to do is I'm gonna how do you put this? I'm gonna redo the schedule so that they'll actually still supply the power plant over there, but from a different one that still exists. So yeah, so this will take a while, and as you guys watch me play through this map, you're gonna see me do that. Not only for trucks, but also for, I mean, land vehicles, but also for like air, also for sea later. So after reorganizing everything, I'm just looking over, seeing that everything's okay, and after this, I'm thinking about trying to expand with different one. Oh, but something happened. That 2 died in fireball. That means plane has crashed. So what I'm gonna do now is I have to remake the plane that just crashed. That's also it happens at random throughout playing a map. So you have to watch out for that, because don't want to lose your planes and lose money, potential earning money. Alright, so at this point I've replaced my hin and now I'm looking over the city and I'm earning way good. Like I'm earning a lot of money per month. So now what I'm doing is thinking of doing something. Thinking about doing something else now. And I see that there's an oil rig, which is something that's on top of water. So what I'm gonna do here is attempt to make a connecting port by doing an experiment. So this is a rather scuffed way. Don't worry, I'll be able to figure it out later on another kind of dock, but you're gonna see me be stupid for a few minutes here. So, yeah, instead of fast forwarding my error and just admitting it, I'm just gonna let you guys see how stupid I was here. So, basically, what I should have done is I'm not supposed to use the elevate landscape. I'm supposed to use uh, the lower landscape. I'm not sure if that's what they call elevate. What's the opposite of elevate? So I'm supposed to like lower the landscape enough so that I'll delete this part, this pointy bit at the island tip that I'm trying to. But then I was trying to think of I don't know. I thought I could make a canal that would slant into a I don't know, go to a slant. Like basically, I'm gonna make a canal that goes around, and then eventually you'll end up with slanted land or something. And don't worry, I'll basically give up give up by the end of this clip. So I guess enjoy me being stupid for a few minutes. Like I guess like up from now, say 2 minutes more. Yeah. At least I started the ship depot, and so the buoys are actually important. They actually guide the ship to its destination because sea is very large, so it can get lost. Like if it doesn't know gonna find it's gonna plot to basically circle around the spot and not knowing where to go. So the buoys are very helpful. So what I'm doing now, I'm trying to set. Yeah, as you can see, this is failed. I can't set it to low, meaning I need to try something else. And it was at this point I realized, yeah, I basically spent too much money on an idea that will never work. Don't worry, you'll find out. So right now, so instead of thinking about that, I just extending the reach of my airports, and I'm looking for the one that has the passengers, and I find it, and I just add that to the list. I mean to its route, and there it is. I just let it try to land there. And what I'm doing right now is, since it's not really growing, so this is what I said about local authority earlier. And now I'm just funding new buildings and having a statue of me in the town so that it'll grow. Notice as I fast forward, there'll be more buildings that'll grow because the town's growing now because I funded the growth. And it, of course, it'll cost money, but I can earn it back after a few years. So now, at this point, I think I'm thinking about tackling ship, the ship thing. I think, or I think I should wait for a bit. What I'm gonna do here is make a port to this town because I think it will be cool from this town and connect this to this airport. We can accept goods from that from my oil depot, from my oil refinery, not oil depot, oil refinery. So I'm just gonna pass over there and there and there and there. Actually, I think I was doing passengers this time. Let's see. So for ships, the ships, the ships are, so the ships are like airplanes except like for example the goods thing, when the cargo ship says it can carry goods, that means it can actually carry anything that's basically not passengers, as you'll see later. you, so right now I'm just making a passenger and mail line for these two seaside towns over here. So there you go, and I just launched. Alright, so after that, I think at this point it's time to tackle the the thing that I was attempting earlier with the oil refinery. So I'll just fast forward so I have enough money. Excuse me. Have enough money and yeah, so it's just letting it go. And now I go to here, and then I think I could go to that town first. So I go to landscaping and lower. There, and then I lower it enough so that it will create a channel that a ship can go through. And once it goes through, notice that the water's just filling in, and now that is a perfect angle. Now it's gonna do like that, and add the, oh boy. So this is where this ship, as I've said, says it's all but passengers or oil. So yeah, it can refit to nearly anything basically. So now I'm just making the routes. So this is gonna take a while. So I'm gonna do it with one town, and then I'm gonna do it with the other town. So yeah, it takes a while because you have to click through the buoys. You'll see later in the video something that's way longer than this. Trust me. So unload, and then I also I mean, there isn't a better way to do this because you want to make sure that the ship has to go to its destination, right? So now I've done the first ship. See, it's gonna say that it's lost right here. So now I'm gonna Argo, and then back. So there. So I need the two ships now, and I'm just gonna let them run their course. And I'm just gonna fast forward. So right now they're not earning as much because they're still transporting the goods, so it will take a while. But yeah, so now I'm just gonna fast forward it. And then since they've reached their destination, you can just clear them out and they seem okay. So I'm just gonna clear my excessive windows here. I'm just gonna open the map here, and I'm gonna find something else that I can do. So I see that there's a over there, like that very tiny light blue indicator over there. Oh look, there's another oil refinery here. Possibilities, I see. So I'm just gonna make all the buoys. Yeah, this is what I was talking about, the very, very long route to that. Yeah, and don't worry, I'm actually gonna make money out of this. I think. I didn't really check. So, yeah. Oh boy, yes, it's that far. So, once this is all done, I'm gonna make a I'll make in here, because I think that, well, it can also, I can also make a new in there. And now the fun part, the ship. Making the ship. So it's gonna carry oil. So of course I choose an oil tanker. So I'm just gonna have to make the way towards it. So I've also realized now that I'm voiceovering this, that I think I should have deleted the first part, because it's actually gonna cost, like, I'm just only clicking these because I just wanted to go the first oil. I wanted to go towards the oil without getting lost. The oil field without getting lost, and I think I should have deleted that. I think I'll do it later. I guess in the third part. So yeah, if I can find this ship again. So now I'm putting the way back, and it's gonna go all the way, all the way. All the way to this dock first, and unload everything, and then it'll go back. Wait, why did I? Past me? What the F are you doing? Okay. Weird. Weird stretch, but okay. Oh, I guess it's because, yeah, okay. Oh, then this is fair. So yeah, it's gonna click there, and then it's gonna, yeah. I think, oh, past me was doing something very idiotic. Oh boy. Hey, it's more than one way to transport stuff, but this is brute forcing it in a sense. Oh boy, I think I might need to redo this ship. I might have to reschedule this ship over again once it's in the third part. Oh my god, I'm gonna regret this so much, because I'm technically like not, it's like I'm brute forcing one ship to do two routes when I can just make two different ships. Look at how long that is. Look at this. And now I'm just double checking if everything's okay. And I don't know about this, guys. This is pretty pretty much, don't you think? I'm just checking, because like if it didn't happen the right way, I have to redo everything from the start. And I actually have. So what I'm just trying to do is I'm reordering it. Trying to reorder it there. Ordering it, so that'll go there, and yeah, this is how long it's gonna be. Oh boy, I have to redo this ship on the third on the third gameplay, and oh my god. Good thing I'm earning a lot from the other lines just to make up for this one ton of a ship. This very bad scheduling of this one ship. I promise you, this is really bad scheduling. See guys, it's good to look back at your progress every once in a while. And now I'm just showing you the brute forcing scheduling that I'm doing. It works. But I feel like this is brute forcing it. I'm cringy right now just watching this. Oh man. It's a long way. I think I'm just showing you the full extent of how stupid this idea is. This schedule is. By the way, while this is going through the brute force route, mind you, if you guys are interested in seeing me play multiplayer using this game, do comment it down below. Or any questions that you may have about the game that I breezed through this. It's not really much of a detailed tutorial. Oh. So now I've seen a new oil field show up. So now what I'm gonna do next is use that to expand the sources that the oil field and the oil refinery can use the oil from. So here we go again. So I'm just putting the schedule here. Yeah, you can also notice that I've cut the bottom of the game because like the map's like right there. It's supposed to be on top of the bar at the very bottom of the game window. So my bad, guys. You'll be able to see it starting the third from the third game onwards. So yeah. First. So yeah, now I finished the new ship, and I'm just gonna fast forward so that I'll see that it's working. Yep. So there's a new ship. Oh man, I missed it. Anyways, yeah. Not much. So now, hey, look, there's a new oil tanker option. So I'll think about using that later. Now I'm just gonna check if there's something new, and there is. There's a new oil field, so I'm gonna put a new depot that's closer to that, and right around there, and I'm just gonna make connected to towns that actually accept goods. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm just gonna put them right there, and I'm gonna make a passageway because for the ships to pass through, because it doesn't look like they'll be able to pass through that. So yeah, it's gonna be there, and now I'm just gonna make two ships here. Well, first buoys, and then I'm just gonna start making ships here. So I'm gonna close the other depot window. So now we're gonna make the new ship using the latest ships that are available. So oil field to oh, oh, oil field to the buoy, and then the docks, and then back again. It just repeats over and over, just like the BGM. Then after that, oops, I bought an extra ship. Oops. So I'll start that. Then after that, I'm gonna make goods from the oil refinery here that I just applied to both of the towns here, and I'm just gonna save in a few seconds from now. You'll be able to see it though. So here I'm fast forwarding. I just made the ships and they're just gonna transport stuff. And it seems to be going well. Going to the canal over there. And yep. Excuse me. So nope, but I have that much money, so and now I'm just gonna make a ship go through a certain town, and yep. So now I'm looking at these two cities here and up, but before that, I see that one of the good ships isn't gonna go to one of the towns, so I have to put it back in the car, uh, put it back in the hangar, in the ship hangar, because well, if it doesn't accept goods and I have a ship that's running goods towards it, it's gonna lose money in the long run. So might as well just store it for later. And I'm just gonna close the relevant stuff. I'm just gonna look for the ship and gonna let it go back. And then I'm just gonna fast forward, so it go back, and now it's back. And now I'm gonna grow the town by funding it to have new buildings and have a statue of me. I mean me as a CEO. And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, let's connect these two towns by road. But I see that there isn't one because there's a building in the way here. And I can't really destroy that. So, and why should I buy that just to destroy it anyway? So I'll just go around it. And I'm just gonna build the road. And then after that, I'll be building the stations and then I'll just be doing the station, and I'm also gonna put a mail here since I thought, okay, let's make a passenger and mail service between these two towns. So there. So at this moment, I'm just checking if there's any vehicle that I need to replace, and it seems like there isn't. So now, after saving the game, I see that there's towns that there's closed. So I'm thinking about which one should I connect to first. That's the closest. So I choose. I guess I. Oh, and I see that one of these towns I've connected to accepts goods, so I'm just gonna let that launch first before I connect that town to this town. I see that I'm also showing how high I'm earning per month. So, yep. So now I'm connecting this to the city and creating a passenger and mail line here too, since it seems like it's possible. Alright, so now I've established a road vehicle system between three towns here. Now I'm looking for something else that I can actually do. Whoops, there's that. Those are just the general settings, by the way. And I see that one of the, so I have to, well, since it's half full, I'd rather, so one of the, so that has shut down, so now I have to make it load there, and now I have to make it go to the, and I'm gonna have to sell that because, you know, I guess it closed down because there's a new, uh, Na. So now I just cleared all of it, and now it's gonna be mainly ships for these guys. Oh man, the mines are gone. I'm thinking about just went to random city, kinda curious. That's still okay. At least that's okay. Just looking over, looking for somewhere I can improve. So I thought, okay, I might as well build my HQ next. So in a while, I'll be able to put the HQ here. And it's just gonna look like that. So now I'm thinking about making a new passenger ferry to one of the other towns. So it's gonna go to one of the towns. And then I'm also gonna make a male one. So now I'm gonna make one for the other seaside town to the same town earlier on the other side of the island. So now I did it. It's all go. And now I see that the other train isn't loading because the oil field here closed down. So now I'm gonna do the same thing as how to retire the first train, and then delete the entire train line here. And then at the end of this near end of this video, I'm gonna try to connect that oil refinery to the nearby oil rigs, a few meters around the nearest oil fields that are near it. So enjoy me just clearing this area here. Oh, by the way, I also had to make the dock so that it'll be next to the airport, like what I did earlier in this video. So yep. I see that there's one right here on the left, or like the southwest, I guess, southwest. So I make the buoys, and there's also one over there, and then there's one over on the other side. I'm just clearing this area so that the ships will pass through better. So the first one to the south. And checking if it loops around, and it seems it will be. So I just let it depart. And now it's the other. I put two here so that since it's the closest, I should have more ships towards that area. So now I go to the one at the north. So now once these ships go back, the planes would still be okay. Oh, and look, a new. So now it's creating so many goods because the wind carries that much oil. So now I'm looking around. Now where should I do next? Should I make more wayside cities? Oh, there's this one. Let's check whether it can accept goods. Oh, it doesn't. Oh well, I guess I can set it up. And I guess it doesn't accept it yet. But might as well just make an airport anyways in the future. Then I'll just connect this to passenger and now as of the end of this video, this is how the map looks like and how everything is. So I have all four kinds of transport, and you've seen that I had to retire some vehicles because the industry stepped out, and now I'm thinking of which one I can do next. So maybe more oil rig stuff, or should I focus on this farm? The steel mill is interesting. So now this is thinking of factory line. So maybe not. Seems I have enough money to start it, but let me. So that's gonna be in the second video. So just highlighting which parts of the map the factory also needs and where the factories are. So yeah, this is probably the next thing I'm gonna do. Alright, and well, that's basically it. So thanks guys for watching part 1 out of this series for OpenTTD. Remember, if you have any suggestions on how you want me to play this game or whatever, you guys can comment down below, and you can also watch my other videos. You can also watch my Senpai's videos. And yep, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!